This is Woodman here with another channel message. I wanted to talk more about monitoring spirits, which I've mentioned in the past, but I want to just go a little more in depth. So, monitoring spirits can use physical world harassment to harass their targets. They're spiritual entities that harass and control individuals by employing various physical tactics. These spirits can possess animals, insects, birds, snakes, and other creatures to create disturbances, discomfort, or harm. For instance, they might use animals to invade personal spaces or cause disruptions, aiming to induce fear and anxiety and exert control over the individual's life. In my particular case, I was once attacked by a bird, and a snake appeared on my doorstep mysteriously one day. What about adversarial tactics that they use in the dream world? Well, in dreams, monitoring spirits are believed to use several adversarial tactics to instill fear and maintain control. Because remember, monitoring spirits are terrorists. One thing they might put into your dreams is lots of sexual encounters, including inducing disturbing, unwanted sexual advances or experiences in dreams to generate feelings of guilt or violation, or perhaps to try to win one over. This is where seduction comes in. Employing seductive imagery to manipulate emotions or behaviors is another way that they like to mess with their targets. Fears and nightmares. Crafting vivid nightmares where the target is pursued by monsters or faces other frightening scenarios. This can cause ongoing anxiety, distress, and disrupt sleep because sometimes the monitoring spirits don't want their targets to get any sleep. Um, Other types of harassment, continuously creating troubling dream scenarios to induce anxiety and weaken psychological defenses because they're very dangerous as psychologists in their own right, even though maybe they don't have a psychology degree, but they know how to push people's buttons. Monitoring spirits can also use scrying tools to gain insights into a person's life. Sometimes they might use crystal balls, which are often used for divination. These are believed to help spirits observe personal affairs and secrets. Fountains and pools of water, symbolic of reflection and insight. These tools might be used to monitor or influence an individual's life. Using mirrors, whether it's a mirror on the front end or on the back end, employed for reflection, mirrors can be used by spirits to access personal information or invade personal spaces. And keep in mind, this is always crossing boundaries, that strong boundaries are very important, but the terrorist monitoring spirit doesn't respect that in the target. They might expect that for themselves, but not for the target. So there's this invasion of boundaries and disrespect that goes on. The actions of monitoring spirits, including their use of scrying tools and intrusion into dreams, are often seen as severe violations of personal boundaries. This invasion disrupts privacy and can cause significant emotional and psychological distress. In other words, the bottom line is this monitoring spirit is almost like a person that doesn't want to give up, or someone who is obsessed, right? And so we have to find ways to defeat these monitoring spirits. Cleansing rituals would be first and foremost. Regularly cleansing one's living space, one's energetic field, one's self can help remove negative energies and protect against monitoring spirits. Methods include sage, palo santo, incense being burned, to purify the environment. This is what they call spiritual hygiene. Ringing bells. The sound of bells can be used to dispel negative energies and to create a protective barrier. Ringing bells throughout the space is believed to drive away unwanted spirits. Burning incense and sage. Incense and sage are commonly used in various spiritual traditions to cleanse spaces of any negative influences or negative energy, things that linger. Burning these types of items helps to purify the area and create a sacred protective environment. Probably also tidying up and straightening things out and trying to just get out negative patterns within the environment is important. What about using Florida water? Florida water, which is a cologne technically, is a type of spiritual cleansing liquid which is often used to cleanse and refresh spaces, objects, and individuals from spiritual negativity. What about holy water? Water that's been blessed by a priest or clergy. Sprinkling or using holy water blessed by a clergy member is a common practice to sanctify and protect spaces from negative spiritual influences. What about ritualistic prayers? engaging in specific prayers or specific rituals, that are spiritually inclined, designed to invoke divine protection and deliverance from negative entities, can be a powerful method to counteract the influence of monitoring spirits. Because at some point, God does give everyone free will, but there may come a time where praying to God may bring about a solution where God finds a way to get this person out of another person's life. Empowerment through faith. Deepening one's relationship with God and strengthening personal faith are crucial steps in combating the influence of monitoring spirits. Prayer, meditation, spiritual study help to reinforce one's defenses and assert an intense amount of spiritual strength. Um, you know in time, based on what you do in life, you may be able to increase your spiritual ranking, and that makes it harder and harder for the monitoring spirits to gain access, because at some point you're not on their level anymore, you're much above them. So monitoring spirits that are considered to be entities that influence and control and harass people through physical disturbances, dream manipulation, and scrying practices, they can become quite a bit of an annoyance. So to counter this influence, individuals can use the methods I described, such as the cleansing rituals, spiritual hygiene, ringing bells, burning incense and sage, using Florida water and holy water, performing ritualistic prayers, cleaning one's area to get rid of clutter, strengthening one's faith and spiritual practices in the divine, um, play a key role in reclaiming personal power and driving out these negative influences and sending them back where they came from. Because we do live in a world where some people have mental illness. We do live in a world where some people are just downright evil and want to watch the world burn. And so they may become possessed by certain demonic entities, and in so doing, they allow that demonic entity into our reality, and those entities will then guide people to do evil things against other people. And inevitably, this entity becomes all consuming and all controlling. Um, Thankfully, however, perhaps a person who is too engaged with this might find that they're bringing about their own destruction, because nothing comes without a cost, right? Everything has a cost. So there's nothing for free. The time that people spend to interact with these entities and to use the entities' powers also means that on some level, this person is giving up their own life. That they are willingly submitting to this entity, and this entity is going to help them, but it's also going to eat them alive. And so, therefore, nothing comes for free. Selling one's soul, if such a thing is possible, is actually a huge detriment overall. Hope you've enjoyed this message. If you're new here, this is a safe space. You're all welcome. Thank you so much for coming to visit this channel. If you are a returning subscriber, welcome back. I appreciate you. I love you so much. I love each and every one of you. May the Almighty God bless you and protect you and guide you throughout your day as you go about this journey we call life, this incarnation where we're trying to achieve our life's purpose. Take care. Woodman signing off.